Okay, so after the lunch hangover, welcome all of you back. And thanks for coming back on time. Anyway, I would request if anyone can volunteer to bring the rest of us members to the room back, that would be awesome. No, you finish your stuff first.
I'll go after.
Okay. Um, not that way. No, not that way. As I said, like, no, together we want to go far. So, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering here also. So we would wait for next 2 minutes and we will start.
I'll
Is
also post in the group that we're ready to start.
is anyone in the room is new in this session who was not present in the first half? Okay. So yes, absolutely. Thanks for coming. And just to give you a recap, we talked about how this WikiWomen Summit is contributing to the advancement of gender-related initiatives and the WikiWomen things in general, supporting the campaign, supporting the initiatives. And we discussed some of the pointers we touched upon that were related to the WikiWomen Camp 2023. And based on that, now we will move to activity session, interactive activity. It will be a group activity. So where we will be discussing about what are the mapping that we have already done, what prioritization that you can contribute to, and likewise. So we will move ahead with that. Okay. We have, I think. We have.
Sorry?
She's asking if we have online participants.
Yes, we do. They're all here.
I thought somebody's trying to come from this side. Sorry. Okay, we should start. You should come this side. Okay. Okay, in the first half, we discussed what are the existing engagement plans that we have proposed and what are the ongoing discussions that are currently open for everyone to participate. And now, followed by that, we will jump into activity which comes from this theme, from the vision to action. What we have envisioned and what are the action calls that we can take. So the first step of this activity will be mapping it out. So we have already achieved these 3 pointers that we have added on the slides. For example, collective brainstorming of ideas and activities with multiple stages of evaluations. Just like we heard from Manav in the first half that there were 450 women who took the survey initially back in 2023, and all their needs were well assessed by the persons who were accountable for that action. The second thing is the diverse range of proposals. We kind of bucketized them into some of the categories like social, training based, project based, and strategic. There are a lot of things. It's not easy to evaluate all those like one by one and categorize them. But thankfully, the team who acted behind, they did an amazing job, and we ended up with these 4 categories. Just to give you an example, how the book clubs get designed and the adminship related things. For example, somebody is more interested rather than contributing to Wikimedia projects to learn the adminship skills, how to be the bureaucrat, how to be an admin. It's a matter of interest. Then also the content delivery initiatives, research projects, likewise. So this mapping out part contributes the contributes to the actions that we have already done. It's like an existing resource base for all of you. Uh, when you will be assigned with that activity, you will be involved in that activity. We will ask you to divide yourself into groups, and you can have an interaction among yourself that apart from these, if you see there is like any kind of other of the sources or other gaps that you are aware of which is not mapped here, because we are still mapping it out. Majority of the part are already done, but it's still open for refining process. Then you will be have, okay, so the mapping out process will take 10 minutes. You will be have 10 minutes to map out these activities and priorities. Then comes the priorities, prioritize and dream. Okay, again, you will have 10 minutes based on whatever the brainstorming in the mapping stage that you have done with your group. You will be having 10 minutes to identify top 3 priorities. Okay? Do I have all the years here? Okay.
You have the eyes.
Thank you. Okay, so the prioritization part aims to have like top 3 goals or top 3 priorities from your group. Somebody has to stand up in the last when we will ask that to summarize the goals or summarize the priorities. And what it contributes to is like the future vision, the identification of key steps to achieve this desired goal in a future, near future, long-term future, that way. And the last part contributes to the rise up and act. Okay, before I conclude this activity with the last part, I'll give you a brief idea about why this theme of WikiWomen Camp 2023 was Map Up and Rise Up. Anyone remembers why this theme was identified? Anyone from the participants of WikiWomen Camp? Okay, not a problem.
We are old people.
You are inspiring people. Okay, so why did we choose this theme, Map Up and Rise Up? So mapping up all the existing gaps that we have. It's said that, maybe Shakespeare said this, when you already identify the problem statement, the work is halfway done. So mapping out the challenges are the basic step of envisioning the possible solutions that you can achieve in maybe 2 years, maybe 1 year, maybe 5 years, 10 years.
No.
So mapping out, sorry?
10, no, please keep it lower. No, 10 years.
Okay, let's highlight the movement 2030. Is that good?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so mapping out the needs and rising up with the solutions. We all know that we have our different level of expertise. Some people, contributors around us have different skill sets. Somebody is good in communication, somebody is good in strategy making, somebody is extremely brilliant in campaign organizing. So distributing those stops, like who can support and frame this gap, and that gap can be filled. That goal can be achieved short term. Okay, yes. So that's why we choose this Map Up and Rise Up. And this activity also is an extension with a broader audience here to have this expectation that we can gain some more brainstorming ideas here. Okay, so the last part, the concluding part of the activity, will have 2 rounds per each group, 2 minutes per each group. So where you have to summarize the identified priorities and the possible solutions that you propose, if anyone has. Or else it will be an open challenge for identified challenge. Okay, so as I highlighted here, we divided the diverse range of proposals to different categories. The first one that comes here is the social. During the WikiWomen camp, there were some of the social inclusion proposals that were highlighted. Some of the repetitive ones are mentioned here on the screen, which says that there should be a WikiWomen video call in different time zones. Likewise, we do for any other thematic project groups or affiliates in the region. We should have a WikiWomen Star video calls, a regular meeting where people from different region can join and share their issues, or maybe just be socialized with each other. Then next part comes to mentoring or body program to train and offer support. Likewise, I said, some people have different level of expertise which can be shared or should be shared among the people who are in need. So that kind of mentoring or body programs to support the regional leaders or the trainers, that comes under this social category. Also the meetups to appreciate volunteer contributors, also the formation of different clubs like book clubs around the interest of Wikimedians in the movement. Also an anonymous network or the support space for people for doing the sensitive work and have a sensitive need. Just like Camelia expressed her part of the WikiWomen Care network. Then the support network, the last one, the various transitions proposed, including the cross project and for the female admins. Likewise, we discussed in the first part also, we are aiming to have a dedicated task force for the activities that we are aiming to accomplish, and to support that network, to support those activities, we need this stronger network of women around the globe from different regions. Moving towards the next category, we will see training based. The first point here comes as an exchange program for experienced community leaders planning projects in less experienced communities. For example, when we are adapting some of the global campaigns in our small wiki communities, Wiki Loves Folklore, Wiki Loves Women, all those campaigns, somebody tries to implement in their local wiki or local communities, they need some kind of guidance, the best practices, the easygoing tips to make it accomplished in a proper way, proper structure, how those knowledge can be transferred from one subject matter expert to the person who is just starting, a newcomer. Also, the annual training for all the admins to get gender sensitivity. Why I'm being a little bit slow here? Because this comes under one of the most demanded, most identified, and requested training that we all have gone through. For example, when we all, being the organizers of WikiWomen Camp, we all attended, including the male members in the supporting groups in the COT, everyone, we went through this gender sensitivity training, and this kind of enhanced our level of understanding to respecting each other's pronouns in professional spaces, how to understand each other in a better frame of mind, how to socialize in different environments in the Wikimedia movement also and outside the Wikimedia movement also. So this is very helpful if you want to implement if you want to take this training forward to your home wikis also or your community members, then please feel free to contact Masana and she will take the request ahead. I'll also add here why this training itself is essential for admins, not only admins, but in those bureaucratic roles. For example, stewards, patrollers, all those people. Most of us are familiar with the great power comes with a great responsibility. Being an admin is not an easy task at all. It's not just that you block somebody, you delete some page. It's a lot beyond that. And gender sensitivity is one of the strongest pillars that can make any admin go beyond their limits. Also, the training session with journalists on how to write women and cover the women's stories. Most of us have seen that the stories around women or women-led initiatives are not highly publicized in our local regions, be it with Wikimedia projects, be it with entrepreneurship, as it was mentioned in the first hub. Only 4 entrepreneurs were recognized as a notable women in Wikimedia projects. Is that possible? No. So for the training sessions in terms of improvising how that public notices should go out, that's also essential. Also doing the Wikiwomen podcast, highlighting the essential elements, essential contributors that are existing in the moment. Training course of different capacity level increments like training the female photographers, or maybe hire wiki roles. Learn Wiki as a platform also, it offers a lot of learning courses based on best practices for following adminship, for partnership building, for communication as a how to be an effective public speaker. All those courses are available as a free initiative on the platform. So all these trainings were identified to empower more women star contributors to the movement. The third category contributes to the strategy. What are the strategy level enhancement that we are currently doing and aiming to do? As the advancement of research on higher gender gap to inform the improvements and action towards the gender equity. This was one of the top identified in terms of strategy category. Also, convene a steering committee. The formation of the steering committee that we just covered in the first half. Why there is a need? What are the specific roles? What are the targets? What are we trying to achieve? And the last category that contributes to this is project based. So we have idea about some of the globally recognized project like WikiWomen in Red, and every book has a reader. These are like one of those one live one ref. These are very popular and successful projects where people have contributed to. They have localized those projects in their local languages. Also, it built kind of different level of interest among the traditional contributors rather than just being on a Wikimedia project and contributing to some other article or data going from the recent changes or random pages. Okay, so with all this, we will start the activity. I'll go back to the slide where we have explained the steps. Yes. Any question? Any clarification? Yes, please.
Like we discussed this morning, there are so many things that we want to work on. For example, opening the space for male participants, sensitivity around what they face when there are sensitive topics that we talk about. How can we bridge this? How can we address the barriers, the soft barriers that we have in terms of how we collaborate with each other on the much identified gap? So I think this is the space where we are going to identify creative ideas beyond the ones that were shared by Chinmay very kindly, to actually think about how can we change the current dynamics of how we talk about gender gap. What kind of change do we want to see and how we can actually help bring that change. So the first exercise where we're going to give you 10 minutes is going to map what all we can do. You have to be creative. You don't have to be rational with your ideas here. This is the place where you can be like, oh, we need to do this. We need to bring more men in. We need to set criteria for who can call themselves allies. There's so many gender leaders in the movement. But is this the right time to now start thinking about who can identify as a gender gap lead? By merely organizing a campaign, an edit-a-thon, are you a gender gap? Are you truly a gender gap leader? I think it goes much beyond organizing a campaign. It goes to your ability to understand it, to empathize with it, and to also voice for the change. So yeah, just think about what are the ideas, what are the actions that we need to do to improve the situation that we are in and to also improve the way we talk about it and the way we actually brainstorm about it. Because it's not just a women issue, it's a larger issue. So yeah, we'll give you 10 minutes. Just think about all those ideas. And out of all those amazing ideas, we'll then think about how your group feels about prioritizing tasks. And once you have identified 3 priorities, each 3 priorities per group, we will then have reflections from each group on what all you discussed and how you reached on your 3 priorities. You'll have a facilitator on your table to help with the notes or to help with the sticky. We have Nitesh in the room who's going to help one group. Chinmay is going to be here, but she can support this group. And then we'll be around there. So I think let's rearrange our chairs. The people sitting in the chair, if you can turn around your chairs and make a small U there, it'll be easy for you to have conversations. Yeah. Yeah, or we can join. I think we'll have more priorities if there will be more groups, and also please try to make sure there's diversity on the table. I mean, um, one person from each region or each project. It'll be great to have diverse set of people on your team.
Come here, someone here. We have space. We have 4 places here.
You are welcome.
Aliva, come here.
Welcome, welcome. Back then I worked with the people online.
If you need a table, we can arrange that too if you need a table. For people sitting in the back, but it should be a comfortable group. Let's not have more than 6 members in each group. Let's try to have 6 members in each group and not 2 members from the same region or same project.
We need 2 people here. 2 more. Aliva, come here, Aliva. One more.
Hello, hello. There are 2 more people needed on this table. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so every table should have 6 members and 1 facilitator only. And for the people sitting at the back, we'll make the arrangement for you. No, the facilitator is joining. Okay. Nitesh? I'm from New York. You're from New York? Just take notes of the discussion. Ideas Yeah, I'll. Oh, you can be the facilitator. I'll join the other group. You can be here. Take notes of all the ideas and the priorities, so that, and also identify a speaker from the group. Okay. Superb. Then Camille can participate. So Cassie is going to be the facilitator for table 1. And they're going to identify one lead after they're done with the discussions on who's going to be their speaker. Nitesh is the facilitator for this table. Chinmay is the facilitator for this table. And I will be your facilitator. Yeah, and Masana is facilitating all the online participants. So the assignment is that for the 10 minutes, which will start in a minute, for the next 10 minutes, brainstorm about the creative ideas to move this work forward, to go beyond what we are already doing, to think about how we can improve the situation, how we can modify. Not necessarily improve, but how we want to bring a change. And then once those 10 minutes are complete, we will discuss prioritizing out of what we have mapped, and every group will identify 3 priorities. That means this needs to be done now. And then rest of the things, of course, they need to be done, but identify priorities for now so that when WikiWomen Collective is formed, they have clear understanding from this group and from the other groups as well on what is the need for this, this time. Okay, the time starts now.
I need to ask a clarifying question because I came in late. Is that what we're doing right now? All of that's on there? The first bit. The first map it out? Okay. Maybe we can go around the circle and say our names. Sounds good. Would you start? Okay. Cassie Casares. I work for the Wikimedia Foundation. I program lead Let's Connect. And Lucy. And I'm from Oakland, California, USA.
I'm Lucy. I'm from the UK. I work with a little with Wikimedia UK and also with the foundation on Let's Connect. And I was the resident at the British Library for a little while back in the day. Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Adibha Sahu from Odia Wikimedia Institute Group. So I'm literally interested in Wikipedia, Wikidata, Wikimedia Commons, and Wikisource also. So basically, I'm interested in WikiWomen's related articles and project also. So this is the main things of my duties. So
Hello, I'm Camilla. I'm founded WikiData User Group. I was part of the AFCON for 1 year chair. And now I'm part of the grants committee, and I'm interested in gender gap
I didn't hear. She said MD Wiki. What does that stand for? Okay. Wow.
I'm from London. From the Philippines. I founded a nonprofit, and we are focusing on public policy, global focusing, and I'm co-founder of the Feminist. Cool.
I'm Marisa Steven Sakignite, based in a forest in northeastern California. Where I've been for more than 20 years. I was interested in Wikiwomen work, how we construct from editors to readers and definitely production content. We serve together we call it the Wikimedia Summit.
First Wikimania.
Wow!
Everybody at this table has been known to me for maximum one day. And yes, I found out that I was a feminist because of Wikipedia. I just joined 3 years ago, and the thing is, I just wanted more equality. I didn't think this was so bizarre. I just thought it was bizarre that it was not really in touch. So I would like to encourage everybody to have a broad view of the world, and it's beyond biographies. There are a lot of subjects that seem to be more interesting to women, and women know more about them than men. Why should we leave it up to them to write about our subjects? I would like to claim them back. Amen. Also, this is my first Wikimania too.
Same.
Yeah. Very first one. Okay,
We're not the first days because I know
congratulations.
that Aliva is also here for the
Hip
first
hip hurrah! Who is the first Wikimania here?
Yes.
One, two, three, four. First Wikimania.
Okay.
Thank you to be here.
So how do we change the world? Is that the next question?
I like to ask questions a lot so I get clarity on how I get from A to B. So if I'm asking obvious questions, it's also for my own clarity since I'm a note taker. Collective brainstorming of ideas and activities from vision to action. Is that just referring in general about our content as women and non-binary femmes in the Wikimedia movement? I'm asking out loud maybe because that could help us guide us there. But
Lydia, can you please bring the pen because our lady doctor.
So, what I think, I don't know if it's an idea, something. What I saw that we are very split. We are split groups that are doing different things, and it's okay because it's impossible, as I see, that you can bring all the groups about the gender gap on the same project. So everybody wants to do their projects, and it's okay. But where we need to be together, it's on policies, harassment, governance, organization. So here we need to have a unique voice, I think. So about contact, about activities, it's okay, everybody's doing what wants to do, but I think that we have to have a line, a unique and right line to talk about this, in order also to take action if something happens.
So, I've seen new website, new pages on Wikipedia today. Collective, so on and so on. There's now WikiWomen Summit should have another page. I'm seeing new pages being built, and I think that speaks to great. We're doing different things, that we need to a space where we come together.
Exactly. We don't need to do it only 1 month in a year.
My thing is this. What if we use that page, Celebrate Women with 10 tabs,
Exactly.
that take us to Wiki Women Collaborative, Wiki Women Collective, Wiki Women Camp, Wiki Women Summit. With one place where you go, where you find the tabs for all these different things that are happening in archive, or one place where we go, Celebrate Women has been around for a while. It's only 2 words, and you can translate into other languages. So it's Celebrate translates pretty easily. So it's a thought that could that be like a central place?
I'm afraid I have to speak up because other tables are talking loudly. Um, would you also want to list all international individual projects which already exist in support of women, besides Women in Red, like the national ones? I was wishing there would have been a Femnets before they kicked you out. Or this morning when I heard about some of the problems people have, support should be offered, especially to women that come in as newbies, because a lot of us do give up. The first time I joined Wikipedia, I was so frustrated, I was out after a few months. I had a male mentor, he knew everything better. It took me 3 years to gather the courage to try a second time, and this time I stayed.
May I suggest, I am an ad board member for the Society for Medieval Feminist Scholarship, and for the last 20 years we've been working to get women's voices heard in a very male-dominated field. And two things that we did that I think are really good are a luncheon, which has been suggested and we're going to try and incorporate. The other is mentorship. So women who have been in the movement longer, I don't want to say elders, we call them foremothers, but women who've been in the movement longer agreeing to be a point of contact for new or less experienced editors to nurture a relationship where they can support and explain how things work and how to seek help when things go wrong. They could perhaps meet in person at things like Wikimania, or they could offer fully online support. But if people were willing to give, say, an hour of their time a month to support a newer editor, that might be something. And it would be voluntary, it wouldn't be you'd have to do it, but only if you felt you had something to give. Or
I do that every Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. my time to 12 p.m.
perfect.
with a woman who lives in Africa.
I love that.
We have a Google sheet where she writes things that she wants to learn more about fair use. She
Yeah.
uploads her comments about notability on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
She writes notes. So
Can we replicate
it
that?
works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah, I would love to support senior editors, because even if you don't know all the answers, often in the UK group we know someone who does, and that was when Wikipedia clicked for me, was when I realised people will go to battle for you as well and you don't feel as alone. So I wonder if having those mentorship relationships would be helpful. And if you have a specific interest, like I'm really interested in like policy in
Time check,
South Asia.
because we have a set of people who have joined us late. We'll extend it by 3 more minutes. Yeah.
So, just to gather what we said about mentorship, to have maybe even a space where mentors, people who choose to be mentors, could come in, and also be the safe haven for those newcomers, because a lot of time when you're in that position that's had so many years of experience and a newcomer comes in, they need that protection to say this person's actually still learning and this is why they weren't able to do X, Y, or Z, or maybe they made the mistake doing X, Y, or Z thing, and that they would be an advocate for them, like they're not there yet, like let's give them patience and time. And I think that's needed more for people who are newcomers, for people to advocate like, hey, like this editor actually didn't know what they were doing, let's not just delete the page, like do they need help, you know?
Can we fill a list of people who is available to do this kind of
A network of mentors would be awesome.
I'm sure we could come up
What
with
we
it, but
found-
we should Lucy, are there any other ideas that you want to, that we want to add to that? Who hasn't spoken tonight yet?
And no pressure if you don't want. If you're here as a listener too, that is okay as well.
Just one more thing I would like to add. We talked about it this morning that quite a few men are also supportive of closing the gender gap. Not all of them, of course, but we should find ways of including them because they are really resources and they can be very helpful to convince the rest of the male community because we actually might have more trouble if we would try all by ourselves. So we should invite the men that are sympathetic to our cause to join us, and we should find some way for them to participate in what we're trying to create.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Lucy, part of the working group Let's Connect, like we ran a learning clinic for women's health. If y'all have heard of it, we had it what, a month, 2 months ago almost. And before, as organizing it, there was a person who was male who was supporting our organizing, and they felt bad for even being in the space to be a speaker or to support it. And they said, I want to give the space to only women. But I think for us, we need to show there's a space on how allyship looks like for women and non-binary people, because a lot of times I don't think sometimes men even understand what does allyship look like. That's not harmful to women. That's not problematic. That doesn't overstep. When women are leading the conversations. So I feel like if we're inviting men, I think it'd be so helpful if we teach people what does allyship actually look like. That's safe.
But please selected people. So
Roger Bampton, these are pictures, and I co-founded Women in Red, and it was his idea that Women in Red has no focus on the editors. In fact, we say we don't care about you. We don't care about the editors. We don't care what gender is the editor. Just let's do the work together. Because as a male, it was his point of view that if you focus on women editors, then I'm out. But I want to be part of the work, and there's other men who want to be part of the work. So he has been excellent in getting like-minded allies to recognize this is a societal problem. This is not a women's problem. So they exist. These kinds of allies exist. If only 15% of the editors are women, more or less, 15%. How fast do we work on adding content versus if we are encouraging allies to stand beside us in this work. So
also, in order not to give the impression to being an exclusive group, because accepting only women gives the impression that we are exclusive. So this is a situation that isolates us from the other. So
Hi, everyone. I know you are enjoying your conversations a lot. We were enjoying them as well, but it's time. We have ideas, we have new proposed things of how we should work on all these creative ideas. We will now use 10 minutes to identify our 3 priorities. But definitely, because there's so many amazing ideas being shared, in your reflection, you'll have time to share those ideas with everyone in the room, but at the same time also share what are your 3 priorities and why you identified them as priorities. So we'll now start the next exercise and you'll have 10 minutes for that. Thank you.
Could I suggest one? Okay, I want to add one thing. Is it correct or not? I want to the education system in women-related articles about that and add new women. Okay. I want to add one thing. Is it correct or not? I don't know. I want to educate about Wikimedia projects, any other with women's, yeah, student, women, girl student also. I think they are want to add all about the Wikimedia projects and women related disease also. they want to know about that, how to relate, and in India also. So lots of women or girls don't about this Wikimedia projects. Not lots, I think 50% women, and they are face also gender gap. So I will have a idea about this to organizing workshop or organizing lots of program in women's college and girls school also. So I think this is some ideas to improve the gender gap. I think I have no.
You mean like Vicky girls, kind of?
Yeah.
So you want to address the young
We
people?
want to encourage girls or women's people and add this Wikimedia community. So I think this is the ideas to grow up the gender gap. I think.
I really like everything connected to education, right? Women who are in education or girls who are going to school.
Yes.
Because I think about my privilege as a woman who went to school and had access to pads and tampons, because so often girls can't even go to school, depending on where they are,
Yes.
because they have their period. And so if we meet them where they are and give them digital skills,
Yes.
that's the hardest thing I feel like when you enter the movement is literally just learning the digital skills, learning how to edit. And I think that'd be so fun for the youth. So I like that idea a lot. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
The TikTok channel.
Yes.
You said that 15-year-old granddaughter who is very into whatever is popular. Taylor Swift. We know through the studies that have been done, research into that leadership is declining. Leadership is declining. And so I think we need to change, I think a priority should be to change our mindset. Our mindset has always been to that Wikipedia exists and people come to Wikipedia to learn. But people who are 13 are coming to Wikipedia, they're going to TikTok, they're going to whatever it's like. Really influencers, I think is the right word. If it's not, we need influencers who are in TikTok or in Instagram or whatever the right words are, and they can say, hey, new article about this woman scientist, click here, you go look at her article on Wikipedia, hey, like so people, when it comes to us initially, we need those people going to TikTok, but from TikTok they come to us. So instead of just sitting back thinking, oh, everyone's going to come to us, we need to be where they are, and influencers can help with that. Young people, like you said, we need to harness them. We've never thought about doing that kind of promotion before. It's never been on our radar. I think we cannot wait. I think we need
I
to
agree.
find a way to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I would love to lead that project.
But don't some of you know people who are like, my granddaughter's 13, so she's out. But don't we know people who are 18 and older, like college students?
Well, there's people like Annie Ruerda, Depths of Wiki. She's got an audience already.
1,000 Annies.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Because she came to WikiLibCon.
Because we need to not to bring people, to come to them. We need to go to them. And ask this to join them exactly and do this. We need new languages on which doing a book.
Nurture them and take care of them.
I was at a workshop in January, how to attract young people. We had some of our young Wikipedians there that are just 18. So I wanted to know which motivation they had when they were doing. And I said, we have so much free time. Once you've played enough games, been on yourself enough, and masturbating, you just want to do something useful. And I'm like, well, this is interesting. cannot attract them, I'm afraid, by saying, well, we have this nice new article. But we could by saying, wouldn't you want to write the article about your favorite rapper yourself, or about something that you're interested in? You have some knowledge we don't have. We would like to invite you to come and share your knowledge with us.
My daughter says no.
Your
I don't care. I don't care.
Could I suggest something related to what we were saying about incorporating male perspectives? On that web page, what if we had a tab that was an allyship toolkit, links to good resources about how to be an ally, and because a lot of men will self-identify as allies, but if we could find some soft resources, not like a university degree in how to be an ally, but things we could point people to say, if you want to start being an ally, here's some resources you can start with, start learning.
Roger would write some, like a wiki essay or something like that, and add it as a link later.
Yeah,
Could we have another tab in the thing?
I think so. Yeah.
That's for, is the what's the right word? Social influencer? Influencer?
Social media influencers, yeah.
Influencer. An influencer tab and help wanted.
Yeah, I think so.
We have this guy from Portuguese Wikipedia, which is also an admin. She's an ally. So this kind of people who also have some roles. Because being an admin is something more than. And regarding the Celebrate Women, do you remember that we have also the Gender Gap project that was updated by Florence?
That needs to be a link. We need a link to Wikidonia, we need a link to Wikitessa, we need a link to Wikimedia.
Celebrate women can be like a Bible.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. And allyship, if we want to add that to it.
it should be like a Wikipedia of feminism. Women groups, women project, women events, women mentorship, wiki girls, whatever.
Women's health. Women's health.
Wiki care.
I would
Also, I have suggested name about WikiWomen related. So I think we are organizing a project about Wiki loves women education. I think this is the idea to involve all of the women and girls, including in this project, and educate them about this project and Wikimedia. All related articles, all health issues, all about this thing. Harassment, including social security schemes, all about it. And also related biological child, including boys or girls also.
Some of the Let's Connect things you're doing could be linked there.
that would
Hello. Time is up. And do you need more time? 5? Okay, we'll give you 3 more minutes to wind up. And then identify who's going to speak from your group. Okay. Do you have a picture of that? Then we can just collect it.
I didn't hear you at all.
I think that one of the priority is having more visibility on the Wikimedia Foundation social media.
I will keep them with me
So
in case.
who is doing what?
They
Doing what? So let's say in Portuguese they are
Super.
doing something, the project, just a post about this, and all the other gender gap can repost. And I never saw anything about this on the Wikimedia Foundation channels.
that is something to take up with the brand team because
So have this kind of line also opposed to this topic.
I agree.
To have a post in a day.
I agree. More publicity on it.
Even portraits, let's see, highlight someone who is
Like
doing,
people of New
Lucy,
York.
who is writing articles every day for
I don't mind being the speaker. What we talk about.
We could also do it as
Yeah.
if you don't want to go alone.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't want to go alone. I also have no
instead
Okay.
of
Humans
which are
of
the
New
main
York,
points.
humans, women of Wiki.
Because we have Wiki Celebrate, but it's so slow.
We just have to map it out and prioritize the dream, or just the first one still? We're just still on the first
What?
one? Are we still on the first one?
No, we have identified priorities.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was still on the priority.
Okay, look,
Yeah, do the prioritization.
In a way that I do not understand why, because
this is one of the main things that
wanna
was
prioritize?
discussed here.
Okay.
That should be prioritized. Excuse me, ladies. Let's please agree for a moment which points we would like to share. I think
Priorities, three.
the allyship is one thing that we
Mentorship?
mentorship is one. Yep.
maybe we make Wiki Celebrate page. Yes.
Organize better.
I want to hear from like the other women that are here too on for anything that you think would be top priority. Yeah, do we agree on mentorship and we said the WikiWomen's page?
And mentorship. And what's the third one?
Male allies that actually encourage anybody who doesn't embrace a machist image of our work.
Can I think as well, like, yeah, offering the tools to help people better themselves in that way. So, you know, offering tools of how to foster allyship is important.
I agree. I do want to say the amount of emotional labor that it takes to teach non-women that, I wouldn't want to burden anyone with that. So I feel like that should just be part of the wiki page versus us having to put all our resources into like, what does allyship look like? Because the web is free.
Yeah.
And I get very annoyed when people who don't come from an XYZ background that they cannot read up on women's history or talk to a woman. It is their responsibility, but for also us to create the space to allow them to be at the table. But this is just my own opinion, to not have that to be a sole priority.
Plus one to what you just said.
Okay, I would want that just to be a sub on the wiki. So we need one more priority. Social media and
Last 1 minute for everyone. 2 groups have already identified their priorities. 3.
Because that was a point that was
Visibility, yes.
Online done?
Hence commons.
Done.
That's
1 minute.
something with the chapter with the thematic organizations to do like an internship for young people who want to do that kind of work. You know,
I spoke about
Internship
doing
means a lot of time that they have to put into.
but that's the mentorship, right? That's also
We spoke in the UK about developing a Girl Guides badge in Britain for teenagers. We've never got funding for it, but Girl Scouts or young youth groups giving it like a little 14 to 18, teaching a little bit. I don't know. It's hard when it's
To the wiki, when it's like you don't have to create the content. If I've created it, you then have to promote it. You can edit too, we want you to edit too, but you don't have to deal with cranky old men who say delete. You know how to package the link to this and what to say and where to go and when and how to say it. The catwalk across. Yeah. You know how to do that. We don't. So, yes.
a bit like the deserts of the world. They're not cooking their food. They're not cooking it themselves. They're posting on Wikimedia saying how yummy it is.
We want those kind of people. They don't have to be 18, but you know what I mean.
Okay, we're going to be called up in a minute. So the 3 points are
mentorship, the Celebrate Women Wiki page, and then social media / influencers.
okay. Now we don't have the allies which are.
Oh, that is a sub one to the mentor. I mean,
Okay,
no,
good.
yeah. Wait, no. I'm sorry. Excuse me. That's the allyship is a sub to the women's wiki page because I don't.